Hey everyone, this is Alfred from The Prompted, and let's grow your Shopify store. In this video, you'll get another cart tactic to increase your AOV and conversion rates so that you have the margins to scale your store. And this was actually a request from a member in Stress-Free Scaling, where we help add an additional 20 orders per day to your store. And they were using our simple cart upsell customization to add shipping protection. But they didn't want the shipping protection product to show up at the top of the cart. So we'll go over the request, we'll show how this change helps conversions, and then we'll share the simple copy and paste instructions so that you can use it too. You can access all the code for tutorials when you sign up for our free newsletter, and you'll also get daily insights on how to grow your Shopify store. So check it out, link is in the description. All right, let's take a look. Okay, so we're in our demo store and we're starting off with a version of our theme where we've already installed the simple cart upsell. So if you haven't done that yet, you can check it out. Link is in the description. And so just as a quick reminder, if we add something into cart like this, the cart's going to show up and we have this shipping protection that gets automatically added to cart. And then you can also use this toggle switch to bring it in or take it out. Now, what you can see here is when we add it to the cart, it gets added to the top of the cart. And that's because the way Shopify works is any of the newest products, they always get added to the top of the cart. So if we added a new product here to cart, you can see this medium gets put up at the top. And then if we add another, say, red shirt, it gets added to the top. But if we remove this and put it back in, again, it gets placed at the very top. And sometimes you have a limited amount of screen space. So you can see here, maybe if we added one more shirt in here, you can already see that you're not seeing every shirt here. This shipping protection product is sort of blocking the view. And so what the Stress-Free member was asking for is, can we place this at the very bottom instead so that it doesn't obscure the actual items in the cart that you know that you're going to be buying? And that way customers will see exactly what it is that they want, and they would be more likely to actually go ahead and purchase because that's what they are actually looking for. So when we add this to cart, it goes to the top. What we're going to be doing is placing it at the bottom. Now we've actually made this customization, so I'm just going to demo it for you quickly, and then after this I'll show you how you can actually use it too. So we can go to our theme editor, and there's this, in the theme settings, there's this new menu called the cart reposition item. And so right now it's been disabled. Let's enable it. And you have to put the variant ID in. So this variant ID is very often going to be the one that you're using in the upsell, but you can actually use it for any variant ID that you want. It'll work for whichever variant ID that you place in here. Sorry, let me just copy and paste. And so once you've pasted it in, you can decide what's the variant position you want. Do you want it to be at the top of the cart or at the bottom? In this case, we want it to be at the bottom, so last. And we're going to save. And now let's just refresh our theme. Open up the cart again. And you can see here it's been placed at the bottom. So now if I remove it from cart and place it back in, you can see here it's being added at the very bottom every time, right? And so that's our feature upgrade. It allows you to have some control over how the products show up in the cart. And if you want to use it too, then keep watching because we're going to show you how to do that now. Okay, so we're in our Shopify admin and we're going to be using this version of Dawn here. So this is the version where we've already added our simple cart upsell. It's not a requirement to use the feature, but it does work very well together. So if you're not using the simple cart upsell, you can assign any variant that you want in there if you have some special reason for why you want a specific variant or product to show up at the bottom or the top of the cart. But this is the application for the member in Stress-Free Scaling. So let's just view the store. We can see here that we have the toggle, but it's going to always place it at the top, or it's going to be the newest products will always show up at top. just like we were showing previously. So if we add any new products on top of this, it will show up also at the top. So let's add another white shirt, extra large. Oops, do not want to buy now. Add to cart. Okay, so you can see here it's placed on top. So this is the baseline that we're working with, and we're going to be editing the theme code. So all the code will be shared to you. All you need to do is just sign up for a free newsletter. You'll get access to all our code, and we'll also be sharing daily insights on how to scale and grow your Shopify store. So check it out. It's really great. Lots of great information there. But yeah, so let's get started. First thing you're going to be doing is you're going to duplicate your theme. So if anything goes wrong with this customization, you can always revert back to the previous version without trying to figure out what went wrong. Let's edit code. Okay, so the first step is we're going to go into the settings _ schema file, which is this one right here. And we're going to just scroll near the bottom. And in this case, we have the cart simple upsell, so we're going to come after that. But you can also just come after, let's say, the cart settings right here. In this case, this is the cart settings. But we are going to add it after the cart simple upsell. So since this is the last one here, we're adding a comma, a little bit of space, and we are going to just paste in the code right here. And before we save, actually, let's open up the theme editor. And you can see in our theme settings, we have the cart settings, and then the cart simple upsell settings right here. And so we are going to be adding our new setting right underneath. So let's just save that. And now that we've saved, we can refresh. And you can see here, we've got a cart repositioned item settings now added in. So these settings aren't going to do anything yet because we still need to add the rest of the code. So we are going to continue. So next is we're going to update the cart.js file. And so this file defines how the cart behaves. And we're going to make a couple of edits in here. And so the first one is going to be in the cart items class in the constructor. And we're going to be placing a few lines of code right underneath here and above this constant to bounce change variable that's been added. Okay, so next we are going to the connected callback, and we're going to add a little bit of code right here. Let's just copy and paste it in. Okay, and then next we are going to the onCart update method. And then in here, we have the target element replace with that we are going to be making a change to. And then there's also underneath here, under this else, there's going to be this .innerHTML line that we are also going to be updating. Okay, so now that we have identified the lines we want to update, let's go and copy and paste our code. So the first block right here will replace this line. And the second block is going to replace this one right here. All right. And then finally, we're going to be adding some new methods. And so we're just going to scroll down a little bit further down and place it right above the enable loading method right here. Okay, and so those are the changes to the cart.js file. Let's save. And then next, we are going to be updating the cart liquid files. So this is the main cart items for the cart page. And then we're going to also do the cart drawer afterwards. So in here, you see the cart items element right here. And we're going to be adding some data attributes. So I'm just going to reformat this a little bit so that we have we can add our attributes in there. So you don't need to have spaced it the way I just did, but it just makes it easier to read in my opinion. So that's why I put this on a new line and then changed the closing bracket for the item onto its own line. Anyway, so we've added these 3 attributes right here. We can save. And we're going to be doing the same thing for the cart-drawer.liquid snippet. And so there's going to be the cart drawer items right there. Oh, sorry, that's where it closes. No, right there. Okay. So the cart drawer items, we are going to be adding a little space here and adding in our data attributes, the same ones from the main cart items, and save. And those are all the changes that we need to make. So now it should work for both the cart page and the cart drawer. So why don't we head back to our theme editor, and what we can do is we can add in our variant ID. Now, if we've already added a upsell variant ID, we can just pull that ID there. But if you're trying to figure out how to get the variant ID, this is what you can do. So in some cases, if your product has variants, then it'll actually be pretty easy. You can just look at the variants and see it directly. I'll show you that to you in a second. But this here, the shipping protection product, only has the default variant. There's no actual additional variants here, you can see. So what we can do is we can just go to the URL, add JSON to the end. It'll pull up the JSON. We can push this button, pretty print. And now you can see here variants ID. So that's the variant ID right there. And we can place it in here. And so now the cart is going to be looking for this variant ID. If it finds it, it's going to reposition it to the first item or the last item once we've enabled it. So let's save that. And then very quickly, I said I was going to show you how to find the variant ID if there are variants. So let's just do that. Okay, we're going to go to a product called gift wrap. Okay, so here you can see we have some variants. So you can actually go into one of the variants, and in the URL, you can see directly the variant ID. So that's how you find it more easily if there are variants. But like I said, if there are none, you can actually use the product ID.json and you'll get all the variant ID information that you need in here. Okay, so let's go back to here. We've already saved our theme. We've added the variant ID. We've enabled the reordering. So all we have to do now is just refresh. And you're going to see here that it's now been added to the end. If we take it out and put it back in, it's always going to show up at the end because this is the variant ID that we're looking for. But all other products are going to be added back to the top as it normally would. Okay, so there we have it. Let's just show you the cart page as well, because it should work on there as well. So we'll just save that and we'll refresh, go to the cart page. You can see there, it's placed at the end. We take it out, put it back in, it's going to show up at the very bottom. Okay, so that's how to update your cart so that you can get the shipping protection or any other product variant that you want to show up at the top or the very bottom of the cart. And it can really help with your AOV and conversion rates because it lets you be very specific and intentional with how you place the items in the cart to show the products in cart properly. So if you have multiple items in cart, maybe you want to prioritize those ones at the top. Shipping protection is more of an additive item that might get in the way of what's really important, which are the products that are actually in the cart. So that can really help your store. And with the holiday shopping season coming up, it's just another great way to help maximize your profits. So we've got many more Shopify features and growth strategies for you in our free newsletter. So be sure to check it out. Link is in the description. All right, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one.